Alright, give me a moment to get this set. We're just about in place. Oh, come on. Alright. Back to Tesla effect. Alright, where were we? Oh, yes. I just took a point loss just so I could get back to this point.
Don't shoot.
Following our first lead and we get ourselves caught in a laser net. All in a day's work, right?
Smart Alex had a point, but I wasn't going to let him have the satisfaction of knowing so. There was one good thing about spending hours stuck in a laser net. You got time to think. Who is this guy? Who killed him? And what kind of surveillance was he doing right across from my apartment? And what's in the metal canister? Have 7 years really passed without me remembering it? Is it related to my head injury or the injection mark on my arm?
Is he dead?
Well, I think you missed a hell of a party.
Party?
Yeah, you're here in time for the laser show.
I wouldn't do that. I was here to meet Carlos Maldonado. Is that you? Or him?
Look, I just stumbled onto this little nightmare, and I need to find out who this guy was and what he was doing. I'm a PI, and I assume this guy is Maldonado. My name's Murphy. Who are you?
Mason said Maldonado was a PI. Were you working with Mason too?
I'll be honest. I don't know if I was working for Mason or not. Actually, I'm having severe memory problems here, so anything you can tell me about Maldonado or Mason or what's in the cryo chamber here would be greatly appreciated.
I think I set off an alarm when I came in here. I don't usually do this kind of thing. I was just trying to help Mason. He said, come in here, find the PI, get the cryo chamber, and keep it safe.
Hey, I found that first.
Slow learner. You have to find Mason. I think he's in big trouble with bad people. I don't know why. He's a neurologist, for God's sake. But you have to promise me that if I let you go, you won't come after me. You'll find Mason.
Oh, I promise. My fingers are so frozen I can't cross them.
If your memory problems are part of all this, Mason is the only one who can help you. So you need to find him and bring him back safe just as much as I do. I'll be in contact soon.
Man, those cops are getting close, but I don't want to leave this place without a clue. I better hurry up and find something before they get here. Yeah, tough break, hombre. Well, that might come in handy.
Strictly speaking, I would never encourage anyone to break the law, but those sirens are getting awfully close, and a life sentence for a machine can last a very long time. So move!
This SOB's been living up here, watching my every move. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. As I try to make my great escape down the ladder, I find two officials waiting to greet me. Hello, boys.
Well, if it isn't Tex Murphy, what were you doing in there?
Well, it's a little hard to
Oh, you know the drill.
I was really trying to get my hands on that surveillance equipment. Maybe I could see exactly what happened to me. Now the only way I'll find it is if New San Francisco's finest decides to play ball with me. I don't know why they'd start now, but I'd better polish up on the old Murphy charm.
Whether you're a mutant or a normal, San Francisco is our home. Be a part of the solution to crime. See something suspicious, please report it to the SFPD immediately.
Make it quick, Murphy. I got about 1 million things to do. And wasting time on you ain't one of them.
Didn't take you long to get in trouble, did it? You here to turn yourself in?
Well, first of all, no. And second of all, Danwich, you know me. You didn't have to send your goons down to get me. If you wanted me to come down, just ask me.
I'm surprised you remember me.
Danwich? Are you kidding me? Rhymes with manwich? And manwiches are unbelievably delicious.
In case you didn't get the memo, I head up the department now. And things aren't as loosey-goosey as they were under Malden.
Yeah, I gotta admit, Malden did like his goosies a little loosey. So why is it you think I came down here to turn myself in?
Well, we just found you at a crime scene with a dead body. That dead body happens to be Carlos Maldonado, a PI working the same neighborhood as you. Is that your way of intimidating the competition?
Seems a little extreme to me. Flyers and discount coupons have always worked much better for me.
I was just reviewing your file when you came in.
Is that a lot? 'Cause it looks like a lot.
August 2047, Beek Nariz, NSFPD informant. Beaten and hospitalized after providing information about Tex Murphy. Nariz refuses to identify his assailant. No charges ever filed. November 2048, surveillance video shows suspected extortionist Jen Lee leaving the Golden Pagoda with Tex Murphy, never to be seen again. The case remains unsolved. Shall I go on? In the past few years, you've gained quite a reputation for yourself. You've got New San Francisco's criminal underbelly running scared.
You're a cop. Isn't that the way you like your criminal underbellies?
We arrest criminals so they can be tried in a court of law. We don't just kill them, and I won't tolerate vigilantism. If you didn't kill Maldonado, what were you doing then?
I just found out he was spying on me. I followed the trail and saw that Maldonado had surveillance equipment aimed at my office. I want to find out what he recorded.
Who cares what he recorded? If you're such an upstanding citizen, you've got nothing to hide, right?
I wanted to find out whether he caught me scrapbooking. If that gets out, I'm through in this town.
I don't even think you're joking about that. You're free to go, Murphy. For now. Any questions? I'm not sure what to think of you, Murphy. I have no evidence of an abduction, just a dead body and only one person of interest. It might be in your best interest if you could find out what happened. That whole neighborhood seems to attract more than its fair share of trouble. As far as the coroner and the commissioner were concerned, finding Chelsea's remains in your speeder were enough to pronounce her legally dead. She's an investigative reporter at the Bay City Mirror, one of the less obnoxious ones. I know Maldonado was a dirtbag, but unless it's in self-defense, killing somebody, even a dirtbag, is a crime and will be prosecuted. I'm not allowed to let you see it.
That encrypted memory stick probably has some useful information on it.
Oh, great advice. If you could help me break it, then I'd be impressed. Guess I'll have to see if anyone else on the street can break it for me.
Keep grabbing the wrong keyboard. Who should I talk to? Rook? Go into the electronics shop. Let's go annoy Rook.
Rook's the little gremlin who runs the pawn shop. I've heard that his hard shell is hiding a heart of gold. But if it was, he'd cut it out himself with a rusty soup can lid.
Murphy! Here, let me look at you. Louis told me something terrible has happened. I've been worried sick.
If you try and hug me, I swear, I'll scream like a little girl.
Oh, Lord. Please don't tell me that lump on your head has turned you back into the pathetic, pestering PI I used to know. This is a nightmare.
Now that's the Rook I know. For a minute, I thought you'd started carrying a song in your heart.
It's temporary, though, right? A side effect? Please tell me you'll be changing back.
Well, one of these nights, you're going to get visited by 3 ghosts, and it's going to be very scary for you, but then we're going to have turkey and everything's going to be great.
Look, Murphy, I'll grant you have some detective skills, but it was all relentless, annoying banter and endless questions to me. Imagine my surprise when, over the past few years, you turned into someone I could actually tolerate.
No kidding. So what was it you loved most about the new me?
You cut out all the chit-chat and became a no-nonsense customer who pays in cash. You always seem to have plenty of cash.
Oh, I get it. All of a sudden, I get some dough, and suddenly we're best friends. So how'd it come up with so much cash?
Well, how should I know? I mean, if I'd asked you that 2 days ago, you would have punched me in the face.
Oh yeah, I could be.
Well, I'd be more than happy to do it now, if it'd help.
Oh, very funny. I'll admit, Murphy, you do have a certain charm. It makes my skin crawl.
Well, if your skin crawls anymore, you're not going to have a face. So why don't you tell me what me and my charm have been buying around here, and then I'll get out of here.
All my transactions are done in strictest confidence. That hasn't changed.
Hello. The new text and the old text, they're technically the same. Cough it up.
Fine. Though I don't know anything that could possibly explain what's happened to you. Believe me, I'd tell you if I did. Now I suppose this is where you ask if I mind answering a few questions. But this is not for old time's sake.
Oh.
You became a sullen, short-tempered bully. And I miss that desperately. I heard a commotion and saw a crazed man running willy-nilly down the street and 2 other men in pursuit.
Any day and after.
I was hoping they would tear that flophouse down. And they would have, too, if it weren't for that meddling Clint.
And his dog? Oh no.
Such an upbeat, chipper little man. Utterly obnoxious. I went there once, never again. What with that herbal tea and incense, it's a veritable gas chamber. Oof. I knew she'd get nothing but trouble being with you.
Oops, if I actually click this stuff. There we go.
Louis' niece is an absolute delight. What she sees in you is an absolute mystery. A prince among men makes me wish I could still eat solid food. Years ago, after Chelsea disappeared, you came to me looking for leads to some valuable items, among them a lost Fabergé egg. You left the street for a long time. When you returned to Chandler Avenue, you seemed like a different person. Darker, more dangerous. I understand you have a thing for holograms. Maybe she's just your type. I'm sure you know much more about that than I. Some say you know exactly what happened. That's the man you think was abducted? The one I saw being chased down the street? I never heard his name before you told me. What is that?
What is that? Typical old person response. What is that?
Maldonado? He puts the PI in pig. I heard you two had something of a rivalry going on. Why would I know anything about that? If the police confiscated it, I suggest you talk to the police about it. Next question.
Fine.
Now that Rooks is open, I'll bet his back gate's open too.
Oh,
Behind
yeah,
Rook's pawn shop is a dirty, ugly...
Take this.
Too bad this zipline trolley is broken. It's missing a... Oh, it's a small wheel. Zipline trolley's repaired. Nice to meet you, Maldonado. I'll need to find a computer whiz to break the... Yeah, I used to come back here and shoot hoops until I threw my back out.
Ten seconds left. Down by 1. Murphy has the ball. He fakes. He drives. It's a 360. He's fouled.
Or was it my front?
And that is why I don't play sports. I am that clumsy.
It's Rook's hydropod garden. Whenever I see this, I think of Gordon Fitzpatrick from my Pandora case.
I've got anti-hydrogen pods on board, and I've got to get us as far away from Earth as possible.
Pods?
Pods. Anti-hydrogen pods.
He wasn't from around here, or even from this solar system.
Anvil?
Lord knows what I could do with an anvil, but it might be useful. Yeah, the city of Old San Francisco picks up the trash once a year. I think we're getting close to our date. Lord knows what I could do with an anvil, but it might be useful.
Let's go harass the electronics shop. Wonder if my credit's still good.
Rumor is Zach Williams, owner of the electronics shop, is tied to organized crime. Well, we've had our problems in the past. For example, the last time I was here, he shot my credit card into 1,000,000 pieces. I'm hoping he's in a little better humor today and doesn't blow my brains out, or even worse.
Okay, I don't want any trouble.
Well, just so I'm clear, what kind of trouble are you not wanting?
Everyone knows what happens to people who get on your bad side. Only one reason you ever come in here, and it ain't to buy anything. You know all our stuff is junk.
Do I ever? I mean, almost no inventory, you're hardly ever open. Even I could run a business better than this.
Why you busting my chops? You know what kind of business we're running here.
I just want to know what's going on upstairs.
Look, the guys upstairs don't want any trouble either. They said you can have whatever you want at cost. And you can even put it on credit. Then I'll just tear up the bill.
Oh, I'm not talking about your bosses. I'm talking about the guy upstairs, the, dead one.
Look, I know how much you hated Maldonado, and I probably shouldn't have let him use the second floor. But he was paying cash, and he kept a low profile. So I thought it was all good. I didn't know what he was doing up there, and I didn't want to know.
Well, let's see what kind of useful information I can get out of you before I try jogging your memory.
Worst
You the man, okay? We good?
Oh yeah, I demand.
Look, I told the cops I wasn't here, which is technically true. I just parked out back when I heard the gunshots. So I just started the engine right back up and got the hell out. You live there, so I'm not going to say a thing about it. That place opened up a couple of months ago. Doesn't look like my kind of joint. I do love Louie's cooking. Just don't ask what's in it and you'll be fine.
That sounds like Micah's cooking.
All I know is you ain't the same guy that came slinking in here 7 years ago. Sorry to hear about that. Is that what turned you into Mr. Badass? I think he's the one who came by to check in on Maldonado. Must have been a client. Don't know anything else about him. I sell items to customers, not purchase them. Sure, Maldonado was a creep, but his money spent just the same. He said he needed to do a stakeout of the Ritz. Didn't mention any specific names. Didn't sound like a big deal, and he was offering a good chunk of change. I saw him bringing cameras, so he must have been recording the surveillance. But whatever he had got confiscated by the cops. Let's just leave me out of this, okay?
All right. Let's see. So, keep grabbing the wrong keyboard.
Inspector Burns finally opened his own barbecue joint. I bet it tastes just like arson in your mouth. The police have been here and set up... what the hell is that?
That's a SPO pad, protecting the universe from imperfect life forms since 1967. It's like a mall cop with a 5,000 meter volt taser without a moral code. Be careful, Tex. I could get hurt.
I think I better save. Let's see what happens. See what happens if I walk right into that. Oh.
Well, that was sooner than I expected. Next time, try destroying the SFO pad before entering Meldondo's office. Well, that was sooner than I expected. Next time, try destroying the SFO pad before entering Meldondo's office.
Back, so hopefully when it loads, I step back.
Oh, it's a security drone. If I enter its line of sight, I'm toast.
Looney Tunes.
Lord knows what I could do with an anvil.
Where the hell did I drop that from?
Wow, nothing is so simple or wonderfully effective as blunt force trauma.
It's locked. I won't be able to enter without proper... Nice to meet you, Maldonado.
Wow, a place even sleazier than yours. And you have an animal print bedspread.
Emily? Oh, man. I hope she's doing this to get through school. Both Maldonado and I appreciate subtle storytelling techniques. Maybe we could have been friends, if you were alive. It's the only Roach hotel where you have a better chance of survival inside than outside. I prefer Weenie World's tater tots. Amateur. Motel postcards. Maldonado must make his living spying on cheating spouses. Hello?
Could I speak to Carlos? Tex?
Sorry, have we met? That woman knew me, but hung up quickly when she realized I didn't know her.
If we can find her, maybe we could get some answers.
She must have visited Chandler while she was doing business with Maldonado. Maybe someone around here will recognize the photo. Larry Hammond wasn't really a mutant.
I wanted to make sure you came here alone.
Well, I hope you were more careful about being followed than I was.
Now, I have a very strong sense of self-preservation. I even brush my teeth carefully.
Yeah, it shows. But man, he sure looked like one. It's the depressed man's kitchen. What's this? His filing techniques are crude at best.
Alright. So I asked about the card, or the picture. Yeah, a card to the llama club. Let's go visit the llama club. Check something. Alright. Let's see. There we go. Now, save.
If this woman has been doing business with Maldonado, maybe someone else on Chandler Avenue will recognize her. It's a key to the exclusive llama club. Cigarettes. Yummy.
The air outside feels thick, like I'm breathing through a pair of dirty gym socks. It's a high radiation day. Most everyone will be staying inside, but I need to hunt for some work. I always like to start the day with the traditional PI breakfast. That hits the spot.
Grab my own keyboard.
Yeah, I bet some intense smoking competitions take place here.
Oh, I gotta play it. Alright, that was fun. Wrong keyboard again. Let's go find out about this picture. Oh, let's go talk to Louie. He sees everyone. He did turn this back on, right? Yeah.
It's real good having you stop in more regular. How can I help you? I might have seen this lady in here not long ago. Didn't catch your name. Zach don't come in here a whole lot. I guess he don't like my food much. Yeah. Same old ornery cuss he ever was. Don't bother me none. I guess I'm just used to it. So that so-and-so was spying on you. You and I wasn't real close, so I couldn't say why he'd been doing that. You wouldn't remember him. He moved into the neighborhood a few years back. Not a pleasant man. I'll leave it at that. I'm no good with that computer stuff, but that little fella at the barbecue joint is a whiz. I'll bet he could get you taken care of.
Looks like I'm going for some barbecue.
Haven't had another food joint on the street since Francesca ran the Slice of Heaven. I thought it might cut into my business some, but not so far. Maybe we just don't have a lot of barbecue eaters around here.
Is that barbecue? Like, what's he talking about? Is it something special over there?
I can't really talk about that. If she died the way the cops said she did, burned inside your speeder, it's just too much to think about. I keep a little hope that maybe she ain't dead at all. Or at least that maybe she died in a more peaceful way. That Holly is a real spitfire. I don't know how I feel about the whole holograms of people too thing, but yeah, why not? I wish I could tell you everything you can't remember, but I don't know much. You and Chelsea went missing, and then you showed up out of nowhere a few weeks later. A couple of days after, you was gone again. I only saw you a few times after that. A couple of years went by, and then you came back, and something bad had happened to you. I don't know what, but it made you hard and mean, and you just got worse. Got to where I didn't even want you around anymore.
Alright, ask about the rest later. Let's go get some barbecue.
As I step into Inspector Burns' barbecue, I think I'm having a stroke. But no, burning toast is their special today. Behind the counter is the kid who Louis referred me to as the computer whiz.
ARTiQ. My name is Mojo. Special today is chili con carnage. It'll destroy your hunger as well as your taste buds. Order when you're ready.
Micah, this is your kind of place. I can see you. Let's go.
I'm looking for little Mojo. Could you be him?
Hey, you're Tex Murphy.
And you're Mojo. What a shagadelic name, baby, yeah!
My real name is Mordecai Josephus.
Are you serious? Well, that's my real name, too.
No way!
Yeah, well, it's pretty close. It's actually Tiberius, James Tiberius. Then my mom, she starts calling me Tibby. And, well, I had to come up with something that I could live with.
The ultimate Tex Murphy trivia. You just made my day. Look, I don't mean to geek out on you here, but you're Tex Murphy. Badass private eye. Man out of time. Always quick with a joke or his fist. What are you doing in a dump like this?
Let's hit it more.
Getting harassed by a junior fireman?
Nice. Classic Tex Murphy.
Can you talk and cook at the same time?
Oh, you don't want to eat here. The food really will burn your face off. Inspector Burns is a bitter, bitter man. So, what are you working on? Wait, let me guess. Some kind of case just dropped in your lap. Seems like a small-time job, but there are tons of loose ends leading in all kinds of directions, and you are blindly getting nowhere.
Nice try. But this time it isn't a case. It's personal.
I could help you.
Well, I guess you could grill the suspects.
You are killing me.
My joke.
Look, Mr. Murphy, you fancy yourself as sort of a timeless classic, a PI archetype for the ages. You know your way around the crime scene, but it's no secret that you're not so good at high-tech gadgets. That's where I come in.
Well, I think that depends on what you call high-tech. My etch-a-sketch skills, second to none.
You just keep them coming, don't you? So, what do you think? Is there anything I can help you with? Like Inspector Burns says, it all tastes the same when your tongue's charred. Who's that? He says he likes barbecue, so I'm not sure why he eats here. Comes in here all the time to eat, just so he can complain.
Yep, that sounds like a lot of people I know.
You think Maldonado was spying on you? Not surprising. He's the guy you hired to take photos of your cheating wife. You're the guy they hired to beat the crap out of the guy you catch with your wife. Sure, I can decrypt a memory stick, no problem. It may take a while, at least a day. Sorry you lost her, but man, did you ever get an attitude. Sometimes I spend hours just thinking about what kind of baby she and I would have together.
Just a little creepy.
Inspector Burns has tried to torch the Bruin stew at least twice. Chelsea Bando, the Nora to your Nick. I wish I could have met her. So glad Archie opened up his shop here. He's like a god at all this conspiracy stuff. Me and Archie are buds. I just can't believe I got a chance to meet my idol.
All right.
Another item on my to-do list today is checking out Maldonado's regular office that's on the street.
I did that. Let's go anger.
As I made it perfectly clear, your status as a paying customer earns you a modicum of goodwill. I suggest you use it judiciously.
Sorry, you lost me at modicum. Look, answer a few questions for me and I won't kick your butt when I get my memory back.
Just smelling the fumes coming off that establishment irritates my bowels. At least he knows how to keep his mouth shut. Lovely. Oh, she may have come by here. I can't be sure.
Of course.
Not again. You're gonna get me fired. Or worse.
Well, for the worst.
I don't know what it is they're serving in there, but it sure as hell ain't barbecue. That's a fine piece of humanity there. She stopped by the other day and checked out our selection. Took her about 2 seconds to realize it was all crap, so she seemed to know her stuff.
Archie's still not back. They're not as permanently closed. On strike.
Holly must be out on strike. I'd better come back later to talk to her. Holly must be out on strike. I'd better come back later to talk to her.
Hey, the bell's back.
As I ring the bell, I expect Nilo, but another familiar face pops up from behind the counter. It's Clint. Looks like he's dabbled in some home plastic surgery to cover his empty eye socket. It's amazing what you can do with a tire patch, spray paint, and crazy glue.
Ah, Mr. Murphy, will you be needing some housekeeping done? I can't remember the last time we saw you around here.
Clint? You work here now?
Oh, I guess you wouldn't remember. I heard about your blackout. I used to have those, but they were more brownouts, you know, my old chocolate addiction.
So last time I saw you, Clint, it seemed like you were pretty loco for the cocoa.
Yeah, that chocolate stand was a bad idea. But it's all good now. I actually own this place. Bought it from Nilo a few years back.
So, whatever did happen to Nilo? Did he get busted for lewd behavior?
No, but don't worry. I got rid of all the hidden cameras.
Cameras?
Yep, this place was filthy in every sense of the word.
Well, you've come a long way, Clint. From living in a dumpster to owning your own dump.
But on the bright side, we've exterminated most of the roaches and reinforced the foundation after the big quake last year. And finally got real fire extinguishers, so no more painted-on safety features. We're up to a 3-star cubic zirconia rating in the Mutant Leisure blog spot now.
You haven't been supposed to be painting those on?
So how did you afford all of this? I mean, didn't you normally eat up all your profits at the chocolate stand?
It's mostly thanks to you, my #1 tenant. You pay up front and I always throw in a little extra to make sure I keep an extra eye on your place.
You got
Well, math isn't my strong point, but I think you're out of extra eyes.
Did anyone ever tell you that you make it hard to give good customer service?
It's come up a few times.
You're paid through the end of the year, just like every year. You hardly ever hear these days, but hey, let me get my nose out of your business. That sounded disgusting. Let's change the subject. What can I do for you?
All right.
Me? I'm just living the dream. One chocolate-free day at a time. I haven't tried it. They say that the sauce will melt your eyeballs, and that's a risk I'm just not willing to take. I know for a fact I've never seen this fox before, because if I had, she'd be my lady love. That guy's all mobbed up, so I keep my distance. That little gremlin's never forgiven me for stealing his newspapers and using them for blankets. Maldonado was spying on you? Are you sure it was you? Maldonado? Nothing but trouble. I steer clear of that hombre. We don't need to talk about that, do we? That was a real tragedy. Nice girl for circuits and chips. Look, I've had my own problems, as you know. I was in a kind of a dark place 7 years ago. Dark, bitter, sometimes nuts, raisins, God help me, marshmallows. I've got to steer clear of his diner. Too many chocolate memories. That's Louis' niece, right? Tall, brunette. Oh. Look, I know I used to joke with you about Chelsea being in love with me, but that was just my jealousy talk. Just get the holes patched before you move out, or I will keep your security deposit. Dumbest name ever for a shop. Nice guy, but he's got some screws loose.
Sounds like most of my friends.
This may not be much, but it's mine. I love it. The cops came by to ask me about that, but I wasn't here at the time. You keep being my best tenant, and I'll be your biggest fan. Deal?
All right. On keyboard. See if she's still on strike. No, she's back.
Hey, Tex. How's your case progressing?
Clint.
The Ritz landlord? Seems like he may have a couple of screws loose, but nice enough. I think the kid who works here has a crush on me. Maybe one of these days I'll rock his little world. Yeah, I've seen this woman in here. In fact, she picked up a piece of mail that's been delivered here. I might be able to get a name or address for you. Let me see if I have an image of the envelope. Yep, got it. I'll print it out for you. That crusty old perv is always coming in here trying to get a peek at my underpixels. If I could smell, I'm pretty sure he would stink. Always looks like he's up to something unsavory. Let me check. I can confirm that Mason Bowers has been a registered guest here. Sorry, Tex. I'm not allowed to give out any more information than that.
But you gave me the address and it now.
Oh, you know me. Just a hologram. Here to serve my tangible oppressors. The nicest tangible I've ever met. Taylor's my bestie. My real friend. I don't know what she's doing with you. I think he came in one time with Mojo, the kid from the barbecue place. It was awkward. Well, it's no Golden Gate Hotel, is it? I heard gunshots, and then the speeder came flying out and took off. Now that I know you support the hologram rights movement, I may have to reevaluate my opinion of you.
Holly sends the information about the mystery woman to my smart Alex, and I get a new location on the map. It's on the coast near Monterey. Whoever owns this place has mucho dinero.
Fancy there. I think that's... I've already annoyed Rook enough today. Let's check up.
Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting.
This message is for Mr. Tex Murphy. Storm clouds are brewing. Are you with White Russians or against us? A White Guard member is close. Prove your loyalty and we will reveal the truth.
What the heck was that? There must be another Tex Murphy in the phone book. Looks like somebody's wiped my computer clean.
Alright, so let's go to this new location.
Whoa. I get in my speeder and realize I'm very wobbly and my vision's pretty fuzzy. I realize it's finally time to get this head wound checked out and some professional input on what's happened to me. And now's as good a time as any. I call a cab, and I'm on my way to the North Hill Clinic.
Where are you headed?
North Hill Clinic.
Well, I better step on it. You look like you're in pretty bad shape. Your eyes are really bloodshot.
Yeah, you should see it from this side.
Live around here?
Yeah, I do. Live at the Ritz.
I bet there's a lot of Morlocks in that area.
Morlocks?
That's what they call them. Some new crazy type of mutant.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard rumors that they're attacking people.
On Chandler Avenue?
Just rumors. But you never know. Things could get worse, sir. Sorry. I just wanted to let you know I was packing heat up here. Didn't mean to freak you out.
That's fine. It's just the last time I got a ride from someone, they shot me, so I'm a little jumpy. It's a nice gun, by the way. I used to have one just like it.
I've had this for a long time. Some idiot threw it out his window.
The head wound is painful for sure. Maybe this Dr. Donahue can help me sort things out.
Nothing like having your own gun pointed at you. If you didn't see Mondays. That was him who threw his gun out his window. This really is me.
Taylor warned me you might be a problem patient.
Oh, yeah, come in now when everything stops moving. A minute ago, it was like Fantasia in here.
I'm just going to assume you've got some head trauma. Let's see what's going on.
Weird question for you. Is there any way to tell whether I'm dreaming or not?
Do you want to know if you're dreaming right now? Ah! Yep, you're awake. So tell me what happened.
I woke up a few hours ago with this goose egg on my head and an injection mark on my arm. I've got no idea how I got them. As a matter of fact, I have no idea about anything over the past 7 years.
You took a pretty good shot to the head. Enough to knock you out. Maybe cause some short-term memory loss, but for 7 years. Let's see that mark on your arm. I think we'll need to draw some blood. Everything on your form accurate?
Well, I think I said I exercise regularly and smoke sparingly. I might have got those two reversed.
Well, I'm guessing your bloodstream's full of cholesterol and toxins, but I'm sure we'll find something else there, too. Have you ever had an implant?
Just one, but it was a long time ago. It was in my brain, so I'm sure there's nothing to worry about.
Well, that injection mark concerns me, but I don't want to speculate. I would really like to keep you overnight for observation. You mind waiting around until we figure this out?
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions, then I'll check back for the results.
I've dealt with many cases of amnesia, but nothing exactly like this. I believe he runs a diner over on Telegraph Hill. I don't think you could do much better. And yes, I mean that the way it sounded. Let's just keep this professional, shall we?
Alright, now let's try the speech house.
After leaving North Hill, I get a cab ride back to my office. After a while, I'm feeling a little better, so I hop in my speeder and head out to the address of the mystery woman, who I hope can give me info on Mason Bowers.
Nice. This is more like it. Fun fact, this is a former vacation home for 3 James Bond villains. Goldfinger!
This house belongs in a tax bracket that I'm most unfamiliar with.
Alright, let's see what I can find.
Yeah, it's not my style. Nothing adds personality to a room like throw pillows.
Yeah, throw.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's not my style.
Well, fancy.
Well, one man's trash is a PI's clue. Hello.
What did I find here?
Classic. These baseball cards are great collectibles. Seems Mason was treating someone with serious facial deterioration. Hello. The 8 lost rules of etiquette. Rule number 1, a friendly greeting could open doors for you. There's room for every member of the Brady family on here except Alice, and I never considered her part of the family anyway.
Another card.
Baseball card? Used to collect these as a kid. Now I collect past due notices. Hey, smoke no more cigarettes. I hear they have a smoking deterrent system built right into the cigarette.
Hey, buddy! You know 1,000 people stop smoking every day by dying, you moron! Kissing you would be like licking an ashtray. Get it, dumbass? Did you know that you and I are similar? We both are certified butthead. No, don't kill me. Have mercy.
Well, the system's about as effective as other systems I've tried. But I'll keep these in case I have a smoking emergency. Nothing I can use. Reminds me of the time I tried to cook meatloaf. That might come in handy. Must be a Barry Bonds baseball. It's got an asterisk on it. Staring at this picture is more exciting than watching a game of baseball. The soothing, sultry siren song of a red cat. Yeah, just some books. Who sells seashells by the seashore? A collector's edition of Matt Q-Base Tyler baseball card. I wouldn't dare thieve that. Well, this looks cheap. Well, there's Waldo. Say hello to my little friends. Now that was a terrible year for wine. Hey, bada bada bada. Who sells seashells by the seashore? Now that's my kind of book. Boy, I try not to look directly into a mirror because it's kind of bad for my self-esteem. A remembrance of a much simpler time. Yeah, rub-a-dub-dub. Let's see, that says Oh, Bath. Another Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic. Gumdrops and lollipops. I'll put this in my comic book rack collection in my office. Well, one man's trash is a PI's clue.
Tsunami! Tsunami! Tsunami!
No bidet? Sick. Lord knows I could use a plunger at my place. Oh, I always put out fresh towels for my guests. I mean, if I had any. Magnets. How do they work?
Anyone want some lobster?
Ah, delicious jams. Really? They found someone to eat this crap? That's a terrible place for a petri dish. Never, ever stick your hand in a toaster. This coffee's been out here for days. Not much of a view. Yep, that's a sink.
That's good to know.
Tasty. Salty. Cookies? Nope, just flour. Standard groceries, and none of them look very edible. Most of the stuff's expired. I've always learned the hard way that the stove gets hot. It's no good to me without alcohol.
Groceries. Another card.
That might come in handy. I think that's upside down.
Maybe. Oh,
And the table's all
Yeah.
wobbly. In the immortal words of Goldilocks, this chair is just right. Barrels make any interior space look more rugged. Pillaging must be one of their hobbies. Nice.
What have I picked up?
This petri dish is encrusted with all sorts of gunk. I'll need to clean it off to see what's underneath here. Classic. These baseball This frame needs 9 baseball cards.
Okay, so there's 9 of those cards.
Yeah, that's about the only sailboat I could afford. There's a past due notice here.
You're late, you bum!
Note to self, check and make sure I made my speeder payment. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, if you know what I mean. Sulfuric acid. I better be careful with this. It takes a man of exquisite taste to truly appreciate a pleather chair. Wrong form of its. Come on, people.
Another card.
Now I could use that. Hello, what's this? Looks like another room behind this wall, but how do I open it? Well, I see they like to keep things hot in the bedroom. Gross. This bowl is full of fruit. Just looking at these makes me tired. If the owner's ventriloquist dummies in here, I'm going to be very upset. An old Zoom portable music device. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, my mom got me one of these while all the other kids were getting iPads and iPods. I remember just how I felt that day. Wonder what happened to it. Oh yeah, now I remember.
Oh, if my ground shattered.
Not my size, not my style, not my day. Vertical stripes make these chairs look taller than they actually are. If the owner's ventriloquist dummies in here, I'm going to be very upset. Perfect place to keep a midnight snack.
Mike and Ike.
It's a Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic. Sleep with a Swedish fish. Put this in my comic book rack collection in my office. Oh man, I hate retro things.
Yeah.
If the owner's ventriloquist dummies in here, I'm going to be very upset. Hoping to find more information about why sleazy PI Carlos Maldonado has been keeping an eye on my place leads me to a swanky beach house where I'm delighted and surprised to meet an incredibly beautiful woman inside a home medical office. Unfortunately for me, the feeling is not mutual, and she's accompanied by a very lethal friend.
Freeze. What are you doing here?
Well, we had such a charming conversation on the vidphone, I knew I had to meet you. Now I'm rethinking that.
You don't remember me, do you?
Well, I wish I did. Does that count?
We met just once, years ago. So did you really come here looking for me? Or are you here for Mason?
I'm sorry. The correct answer is C, all of the above. I came here to find you, but it's Mason I'm looking for.
Well, you'll have to make do with me. Mason isn't here.
So how do you know Mason?
In the biblical sense, I'm his wife, Ariel Bowers.
When was the last time you saw him?
Over a month ago.
No kidding. A wife like you, I'm surprised he ever leaves the house.
We've been legally separated for over a month. He has issues, erratic behavior, periods of deep depression. It got to be too much.
Psychological problems, huh? What are we talking here? He ties a shoe for an hour, or he walks into Burger Barn with dynamite in his pants?
I think it was just a reaction to stress. His work kept him away for weeks at a time.
So I heard your husband was a neurologist, like a brain surgeon or something.
Or something, yes. He worked in neurochemistry, how chemicals influence neural operations.
So who's he working for now?
Mason never talked about his work, even before we separated. But we stayed in touch. This was the longest he ever went without calling me. I got worried and came here. I found Maldonado's number and called to see if he knew anything.
Yeah, well, Maldonado's not going to be able to help us much because he's dead. Is that who you were coming to see on Chandler Avenue?
Yes, that's right. What happened to him?
Well, I'm not sure, but I'm trying to find out. But the trail seems to lead through your husband, who, by the way, I believe has been abducted.
Abducted? Now I'm worried sick. What are we going to do?
Well, to start with, if you could think of anything that could help me out here to find him, that would be a big help.
I will. Feel free to look around here. I wish I could stay and help, but I'll give you my number so you can call me later. And sorry about the gun to the head thing.
Oh, it's okay. I've just got one of those faces. Probably look better with a hole in it.
I've been told that a few times. All right.
I have my doubts about Ariel Bauer's motivation. She certainly seems to have an agenda which includes more than just her husband's well-being. What's she up to?
Hubba, hubba. Whew. Is it hot in here, or did my internal fan just crash?
Well, it feels like I'm being played for a sap.
Oh, come on. She's just getting ready to play the field. I'd like to bring her over for a debugging session.
Okay, enough. Looking at medical posters always gives me the heebie-jeebies.
That is a weird texture.
He's looking a little under the weather. The synaptic snafu and other neurology misadventures. Now that sounds like fun reading.
You have a fax?
You'd need a PhD to understand any of these books. I stop. Just the place to conduct some business. Well, I wonder what's on this little device. Looks like Carlo. Just the place to conduct some business.
So let's see.
Sulfuric acid can be very useful in cleaning chemistry equipment. This petri dish is encrusted with all sorts of gunk. I'll need to clean it off to see what's underneath here. Maldonado was tracking down a woman named Margaret Leonard for Bowers. This memory stick probably works on the computer in Bowers' MRI room.
See what happens when I mix two things that you shouldn't.
Dummy.
It insults me.
Oh, for crying out loud!
Surely, after all we've been through, you would not turn against me and turn to her. Looks like someone with the initial T was doubting Mason's allegiance.
Are you trying to make an interocitor? Because you're failing.
Let's melt the...
Some things are separate for a reason. Dummy.
Alright, let's actually do it properly. I assume this will be properly. Yep.
I'm experiencing a sensation altogether new to me, and frankly, I love it.
If I found a flash drive, I could connect it to the video screen. This memory stick, something very tiny is written at the bottom of this petri dish. I'll need some help.
Long-lasting memories are created through a process of consolidation, which is based on the formations of protein in the brain. Thus, memories, particularly painful ones, are formed by these unstable proteins, making them easily identifiable and removed with a combination of drugs and behavior therapy, ensuring memory elimination. Of course, there are those who do not believe that the benefits of memory modification outweigh the risks. They warn that eliminating memories, one could significantly alter a person's personality, their history.
So, a fancy device that wipes your memories. Useful technology. I see applications for anyone who ever went out with you or read the Twilight series.
Come on. Little mercy here for the victim, all right? Why would Bowers want to erase my memory?
Wow. I've heard that one too told to me.
My business card? How did Mason Bowers get this? Nothing I can use. Oh, what a very hospitable guest room. I'm sure these MRI pictures are showing me something. Well, it's a microscope, and you'd need...
See if I can look this up right. 670. All right.
Unfortunately, it's not the tunnel of love. Just looking at this gives me an icky feeling. Just looking at this gives me an icky feeling.
Oh, so
looking at medical posters always gives me the heebie-jeebies. I got a feeling that's not a crochet needle.
That was easy enough. Open the door. Another card.
That's interesting. Nothing I can use. Something tells me the doctor... Anatomy books. Used only for medical research purposes, I'm sure.
Oh, how many of those cards do I have? I'm supposed to have 9. I got 7. There are 2 more hidden out here.
This cabinet might have something interesting in it. You'd need a PhD to understand any of these. Just looking at these makes me tired. Now I could use that.
Alright, let's find this last card. Whoa. Keep turning off the microphone whenever I go to eat my, well, now cold dinner. Like, did I turn it back on? Up under there.
Isn't that DeForest Bunny from Night of the Lepus?
Yeah. I actually have Night of the Lepus.
Pillaging must be one of their hobbies.
I don't feel like I found a card in here. Maybe I did.
No, that's not important. Oh, sure, that seems impressive. But I bet you it wasn't nearly as difficult as obtaining my PI license from an entire summer of night school.
Alright. Nothing good.
Never. This copy's been out here for days.
Nope, that's butter. Jams. Where could that be?
Boy, I try not to look directly into a mirror because it's kind of bad for my self-esteem.
One more. It's supposed to be 9 of these things. That's what it says.
There's room for every member of the Brady family on here except Alice, and I never considered her part of the family anyway. Yeah, it's not my style.
Put everything back together.
Barrels make any interior space look more rugged. Barrels make any interior space look more rugged.
One was under the hat. It's somewhere around here.
Must have gotten these from the big and tall curtain store.
There. That. There. Those.
This cabinet might have something interesting in it.
Nothing that I see.
You'd need a PhD to understand any of these books. Looking at medical posters always gives me the heebie-jeebies. Vertical stripes make these chairs look gross. This bowl is full of fruit.
Gotta be missing something.
Bases? Oh, they're all the rage these days. This frame needs 9 baseball cards. No, that's not important. It takes a man of exquisite taste to truly appreciate a pleather chair. Oh, I don't think a lot of studying went on in here with that flat-screen TV on the wall. Now that was a terrible year for wine. Yeah, it's not my style. This coffee table's a special design. It's got a hidden drawer. This coffee table's a special design. It's got a hidden drawer. This bunny makes me laugh. He's...
So we're back in the kitchen. Just pots and pans.
Never, ever stick your hand in a toaster.
Magnets, how do they work? That's gonna be a jerk and leave it open. Alright, let's take a second. I'm gonna find where it is so I don't keep everyone waiting for the next month. Next to the bed. Window. Light. Couch cushion. Doesn't help. Where are all the baseball cards? Okay, so the couch cushion, picture and diamond, baseball cap. catching the middle. Okay, so it says there's one. No, I don't want to quit the game. No, back. Sorry about that. Wrong button. We'll fix that. Let's fix it. It's going to be one of those days. Okay. So still got 8. Okay, so there's 2 up in the one on the table with the microscope. Oh, there it is. Duh. I'm an idiot. Go ahead, make the jokes. Alright, let's see. 17, it looks like. Let's see. Let's put 4 there. So that's 11. Nope, that won't work. That's 13. So 8, 12. That's 17, so that won't work. That definitely won't work. Not even close. Okay. I don't think a 9 can go. It's 9. One big number in each. 17, that ain't right. Okay. Put 2 up there. 5, 6, 7. No, that won't work. 3. Okay, that's 11 there. So that won't work. 9. It's 4. That's not right, is it? No, 'cause- okay. 7, 8, 9. 13, 17, 10. That's too high. Okay. That one wasn't as bad. Money.
Lots of cash. Usually a sign of illegal activity. Pawn Weekly maybe even sadder than that Cat Weekly magazine.
Hey, don't be questioning Cat Weekly.
Looks like Bowers was interested in some Nikola Tesla artifacts from Rook's pawn shop.
Well, I guess we'll go visit Rook.
I better drop by the barbecue joint and see how that dweeb Mojo's doing.
Maybe he's decrypted that memory stick.
Yeah, about time, too. I need a new lead on this case. These are the fedoras I've collected over the years, and I take great care of them. Hey, one of these has a hole in it. How did that happen?
Old trusty sidearm. Been with me since the beginning. You want some of this, huh? Bam, bam! Hey, bam, bam, bam! Bam! Bam, bam! Bam! And you! Hey, Sonny, can you help me out? My girlfriend threw my gun out of the window. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just pick it up and, hey, don't point that thing up here. That's not a toy, you know. Oh, my hell.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember.
Nothing new there. Let's go say hi to you first.
Whatever you need, Mike, just ask.
The lead.
That Clint's really come up in the wild. Though I still hide the chocolate cake when he drops by. I don't want him falling back into his, old ways. No, me? I'm just the same as always. Just a little less of me than I used to be. I forget. You don't remember nothing about Taylor. She works for the Bay City Mirror. Does a lot of investigations. And she's a real peach. Sweet, smart, funny. Yeah, I wasn't too happy that you and her was spending time together. But maybe she was seeing through all that tough guy stuff. She's good that way. It sure is good to have the old mice back. I don't want to get all mushy, but I missed you, Mike.
See how Mojo's doing.
So, your memory stick's all ready to go. Now, what do you give me for it?
Oh.
What are you talking about? I thought we were partners in anti-crime.
You think I'm going to solve your case for free just because you're my idol? No, the great Tex Murphy wouldn't lift a finger without compensation. Neither will I.
Look, Sonny, extortion is a very serious business.
Do you have an action figure? I want something money can't buy.
You know, you can buy action figures. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
No, I want an action figure of you.
Come on, Chief. Nobody likes a suck up.
You know how your cases always have 100 loose ends, and you need that one missing piece to tie it all together?
Denial or anger? Let's go with anger.
Yeah, so?
This could be that one missing piece. Mr. Murphy, you need this.
Fine. Name your price.
Do you remember that sicko who was going around with a liquid nitrogen freeze gun, shooting people and then smashing them? The press called him the Nitro Stalker. You got involved, and the cops finally found him a few weeks later, smashed into 1,000,000 pieces.
You think I did that?
Everybody knows you were behind that bit of freeze-dried justice. The freeze gun was never found, and I'm betting you took it. I'll trade you the memory stick straight up for it.
All right. But please be aware that Inspector Burns Corporate will be hearing about your shoddy customer service.
Don't know.
Now I gotta figure.
I wonder who'd know about that stupid freeze gun around here.
I hope you don't mind, Mike. I've been telling folks in the neighborhood about your situation, just so they know it's the old Tex they're dealing with. Let me know what else I can do for you.
You know anything about freeze gun?
You got me there, wife. Yeah, nice to have some fresh blood here on Chandler Avenue. Not really the kind of place I do a lot of shopping at, but some folks seem to like it fine.
All right. Well, there's a criminal. Let's talk to the criminal.
More questions? Why you gotta keep coming back with more questions? Can't help you with that.
Well, what use are you?
That guy's a go-getter. Why don't you get him to answer these questions?
Okay, fine. I'll go harass him. Or not.
We need to talk.
Do we have to, really?
Yeah, trust me, you may be involved in what happened to me.
Oh, the very thought makes me giddy.
I knew you'd be pleased to hear that. But it's all tied to items of Nikola Tesla and a man named Mason Bowers.
It's true. It's true I've had some very rare Tesla items in my possession from time to time, but I have never heard of this Mason Bowers.
You know Carlos Maldonado?
Well, of course I know that wretched swine.
Tell me how he ties into Tesla.
Maldonado tried to bribe and threaten me to reveal my source of my Tesla items, but I didn't give it to him, and I won't give it to you. Do you think Maldonado was the one watching you?
I think so.
Oh, my, that could be troublesome. I need to make some inquiries. Is there anything else? Well, the freeze gun? The one you pawned that supposedly belonged to the Nitro Stalker? I believe it was purchased by one of those vigilante Morlock hunters. Like I always say, you can take a bum out of a dumpster, but you'll never get a dumpster out of a bum.
O Lord, we beseech thee, give us strength,
courage,
protection. Hail, fellow countrymen. We are ready to begin our quest.
Hunting the dreadful night beast. Make haste.
Sorry, Tex, we gotta run.
Farewell, Sir Larry, Curly, and all. I'll be sure to tell Snow White you're going to be late for breakfast.
I like the fact that
Ooh, this place is cool. A nerdy 7th grader's paradise.
Yeah, every weapon you'd ever need to be a level 85 World of Warlord chieftain. I used to love the game of Twisty until I realized its true sinister purpose. Gross. No one's ever removed this thing since the incident. Good Lord. They're LARPers. But this key opens.
Key?
Back in the Hays Code days, couples had to sleep in 2 separate sleeping bags. Well, I don't teach go-go dance at my academy. We're more respectable than that.
The key.
It's a key to a padlock.
Well, I'm standing on a bear trap.
Whoa, better tell Yogi to be on the lookout for these in Jellystone. The half-life of Weenie World burgers is at least 20 years. Mace is still a common tool for women's self-defense. Yep, that's not diet. Whoa, I feel like I just missed the fellowship before they headed off to Mordor. Yikes, no novelty toys in here, only real weaponry.
Oh, I can't.
Fool me once, rubber spaghetti, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Did someone leave these on? Because they look like they're on. Ow! Yep.
No.
Looks like someone has already helped themselves to the items behind the counter. Padlocking the fridge is for extreme dieters only. It's a padlock key for a refrigerator. Looks like Bauer.
My God. You know what that is? It's the Cup of the Carpenter. It's from the Holy Land Toys collection by Robco. Batteries not included, a $10 value.
That leads to Rusty's roof.
Let's stop and think. Yes.
It's a padlock key.
Let's save my game. I won't try.
I see they put Rusty's zip line back in place. How convenient. Yeah, I need a zip line trolley to place on that rope.
I just happen to have one right here. Not the brightest.
No way! A freeze gun? This is definitely your coolest case ever.
No pun intended.
With freeze guns, the puns are always intended. Are you familiar with the work of Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Please, have mercy.
I'm afraid my condition has left me cold to your pleas of mercy.
I'm gonna find a way to turn you off, I swear.
You're not sending me to the cooler. Cool party? Fine, I'm done.
Thank God.
Allow me to break the ice. My name is Freeze. Learn it well, for it is the chilling sound of your doom.
Let's just get this thing back to Mojo. Thank you, Deus Machina.
Alright, let's go back down.
You got it, didn't you? The Nitro Stalker freeze gun. So cool. My internet group is gonna be so jealous.
Fine. But you breathe one word of this, and I'm gonna turn you into a junior fireman popsicle.
Oh, fine, okay, I won't say anything. Threatened by Tex Murphy. This is so awesome.
It doesn't work.
Can't even really ask him anything.
We may only get one chance, Carlos, so I wanted to go over the plan one more time. If Margaret shows up at the Ritz, call me immediately. If I'm delayed, detain her. We have to assume she won't give up the egg voluntarily, but I want to talk to her first. You know why I've given you the cryo chamber, but that has to be the very last resort. And if anything happens to me, I'll need you to contact a friend of mine. Keep it safe until I retrieve it.
Well, it sounds like Mason and Margaret had a major disagreement. I need to locate both of them and get to the bottom of this. I decide to head back to my office to sort things out.
Hey, cowboy. Any memories coming back yet?
Not so far, but something tells me I might be missing out on some really good ones.
That's solid detective work.
So, were we dating?
Dating? Oh, that's so cute. I guess you can call it that. But we were also working together in a more professional capacity.
Well, now my detective skills are picking up a little sarcasm.
Seriously, cowboy, you're good. I've learned a lot working with you the past couple weeks.
Let me get this straight. You and I were working on a case together? Do you mind telling me about that?
Not at all. You wanted a list of tenants here at the Ritz as far back as I could go.
Why would I do that?
It was your dreams. They were vivid before, but they were getting out of control. It's almost like they were changing you into someone else. You talked about seeing things from the past, but you wouldn't give me details. You were incredibly stressed. It was like you actually believed this apartment was haunted. You even started looking into psychometry.
Psycho what?
Psychometry. It's the belief that an object can contain a person's energy or memories.
So, not only am I an amnesiac, but I'm a paranormal idiot. Great.
Sounds crazy, I know. But then we found out about Donnelly.
Who?
J.T. Donnelly. It was the most bizarre thing. I'd heard you mention the name in your sleep. But then his name turned up when I checked out the previous tenants.
So who is this guy?
He's a private investigator, a real old school brute. He worked for some powerful, influential people, but then he disappeared around 1943. His last known address was here.
San Francisco.
No, here, at the Ritz in this exact apartment.
Okay, that's a little bizarre.
It gets bizarrier. You called me one night, raving like a lunatic, saying the walls were talking. I rushed over and found holes smashed in the wall, and you curled up on the floor in a ball.
Well, I'm glad to hear I haven't changed that much.
You wouldn't tell me what had happened. But after that, you wouldn't sleep here. That's when you got your new place and started to sleep there.
Hold on. I have another place?
Yes, you do. And it's even nicer than here.
This is all crazy. I think I'm going to sleep here tonight just to see whether it affects me in the same way.
Do you want some company?
Listen, Taylor, I'm beginning to see what the other me saw in you. But in my head, it's still 2043. I've got to tell you, there was somebody else.
Chelsea, I know. I know how much she meant to you, Tex. Losing her was traumatic as hell for you. But she's gone.
There's nothing you can say or do or don't do that's going to bring her back. Do you feel that?
I sure do.
I'm alive. And that's my heart. It's yours if you want it. And it comes with all the other bits.
Yeah, let's go with Taylor.
Well, I think it's time for the big sleepover. I'll make popcorn.
I'll pitch the tent.
6 hours later, the rain was finally letting up. Somebody once said, you can't change the past, only the course you're on. And that's what I intend to do. It's time for me to take my ship in a new direction. Being with Taylor last night felt comfortable. She accepted me as I am. Maybe I ought to accept myself in the same way. Still, I know I'm in the middle of something sinister, and I've got to deal with it. I've got to find a way to get my recent memory back. Then I can go forward and start a new day. As Taylor was leaving, she slips me a key to a place called the Resort and said it might provide some insights about myself over the last few years. She wasn't kidding.
All right. And C. Wrong keyboard again.
Well, that is an intimidating knife. Maybe I should go get checked out at a medical clinic for reasons other than my head injury. Some lady gave me her phone number? I'm not used to that.
So it's what? Stop. Number on there. $16 times 9. 90 plus 4 would be 44, I assume.
When I think of women in my past who were black book quality, Regan Madsen from my Pandora case always comes to mind.
Well, I suppose you've already sat in my chair and have eaten my porridge, too.
Took you long. I thought I was gonna have to stir it in by myself. I hope you don't mind I made myself comfortable. And I'm very comfortable.
Yeah. You look it.
How long does it take you to smoke that cigarette?
Oh, you'd be surprised.
She was vicious, mean, nasty, and rotten to the core. I still think fondly of her almost every day.
Wrong keyboard again.
Nitro case shattered? By Tex Murphy? When did I become an attention seeker? These watches are worth a small fortune. I'm hoping this newspaper article is not some sentimental keepsake. Looks like I like to wear sunglasses at night.
Don't worry, I'm not going to sing it. I can't sing. I just run through it. I was working out of the did that one. Oh, let's see if this one. Yes.
Where did I get this kind of money? Did I really turn into a gun-for-hire mercenary that everybody's afraid of?
There's something about this setup that just feels wrong. Like advanced mind manipulation. This place is littered with items to make you think you're someone you're not. We already know they injected you with a trance inducer. They're pulling the strings to deceive you into doing something for them.
Yeah, let's see what.
Money in an offshore account? I trust I earned this legitimately. Black leather gloves? Wait a second. I'm pen pals with Big Jim Slade? I don't think I like what I'm discovering about the last 7 years. Real brass knuckles. That's a big departure from my non-lethal weapons collection. I'm hoping this isn't mine.
Drawers. Back there.
Yeah, some habits die hard.
Need to go fix my hot tub. It's literally some bitch. Oh, let's go back to Chandler.
You have any facts?
I got facts.
Looks like Archie's back in town. I should check out his 3 carts to midnight shop and see if he knows anything. It looks like Archie.
Okay, let's go talk to Archie. Ask him a million questions.
Archie Ellis is my herbal tea-loving, source for all things alien, supernatural, conspiracy theorist. Or he's just plain crazy. He ran into some trouble with the NSA on my last case. Last I knew, he was hiding out in some tropical locale with a bevy of beauties. I'm surprised he's back in town.
Hey, Murphy, how you doing? You okay? I heard you were having some kind of amnesia. You know, most alien abductees always have some sort of memory loss.
Yeah, well, that didn't happen. Last I saw you, you were on some tropical island hiding out from the NSA.
Okay, like I told you before, I wasn't hiding. I was relaxed. So, and of course, you don't even remember talking to me, do you? Let me see where you got hit. Yowza! You really
back off, man, because I swear I will shoot the next person who tries to touch this, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry. Ouch. Ooh. So, I guess you do need some catching up then. A few months ago, I moved back here from the islands and I opened up this place. And I was hoping that you and I could hang out together like old times, but you haven't been around much.
I've also turned into a heartless jerk, apparently.
Sounded like the same Murph to me, making jokes, putting your cigarette out in my herbal tea before I'm done with it.
So, have you heard anything about what I was working on before the aliens got me?
Not yet, but you know I'm always ready to be Robin to your Batman. Without the homoerotic undertones, of course.
Sorry, Arch, but it's a package deal. If you're gonna be in this with me, you're gonna have to be in all.
You had me going there, Murph.
Okay, Boy Wonder. I need you to enter 2 names into the Bat computer. Mason Bowers, Margaret Leonard.
Well, I don't know about Mason Bowers, but Margaret Leonard, she's connected to one of the greatest mysteries of all time. I mean, You know who Nikola Tesla was, right?
Nikola. The Kafka?
Nikola Tesla was a genius. Probably one of the greatest geniuses ever. I mean, it was Tesla, not Marconi, who was the true inventor of the radio. He invented a Tesla coil, the AC electricity, remote control. He even pioneered cryogenics.
So are we almost to the part about Margaret Leonard?
Right. Well, Tesla died in 1943 when the FBI just swooped in and confiscated all his papers and designs. Then in about 2012, all this stuff, the Tesla cache just disappeared. And you want to know who the #1 suspect was?
Margaret Leonard.
No, an FBI agent named Charles Johansson. Now, I know they could never prove that he did it, but then he quits the FBI and joins some Tesla fanatic group called the Tesla Legacy Society, a group dedicated to making the world better through technology. And that's where he meets
Margaret Leonard.
Bingo! They fall in love, they get married. I think they even had a kid together.
So where's Margaret now?
Not a clue. Johansson died a couple years later, cancer, I think. After that, Margaret just dropped out of circulation.
So all this happened, what, 37 years ago. I mean, no one's found the Tesla cache since then?
It's one of the great mysteries, the lost inventions of Nikola Tesla.
What's the big deal with the Tesla inventions? I mean, there must be some reason they were never made.
Oh, you ever hear of a little thing called Tunguska?
Have I ever? Picked up a bad case when I was down in Mexico. It's where I learned the phrase, Baños, rapidos, ándale muchachos, vámonos.
Oh, Murph, you're too funny. You know, in 1890s, Tesla conducted an experiment and created a resonance frequency. You know, like a big vibration, and it nearly took out a whole chunk of New York City. And then in the 1900s, he began to work on what he called a teleforce beam. The press called it, a death ray, cooler name. But a few years later in Russia, a remote area called Tunguska, something caused an explosion 1,000 times greater than the atomic bomb.
1,000 times greater than the atomic bomb 40 years before we invented it?
But that was the last anyone ever heard of the death ray. Tesla never got funding. Instead, they made him out to be some crackpot, and he was broke for the rest of his life. Some people think the plans for it were part of the Tesla cache. Just think how much someone would pay to get their hands on that.
All right. That's asking about me.
And I'll never forget what you did tipping me off before that whack job NSA guy could get me.
Hotel?
Seems nice.
Himself.
You know me, Murph. Always up for an adventure. As long as I don't have to go anywhere. You like my shop? Kind of like my old one, the Cosmic Connection. But I had to change the name in case, the NSA and all that. I eat at the Brew and Stew all the time. I actually wouldn't mind forgetting a few years of my own life, mostly my teenage years. Yeah, oh, that's the Hollow Babe at the Golden Gate. Yeah, Mojo is warm for her form, or lack thereof, as it were. He's not very friendly, is he? Gosh, you'd think a sidekick would be a little more helpful, huh?
Yeah, we're used to it.
My little buddy Mojo works over there. We hang out a lot, but I can't stay there too long. Something makes my eyeballs burn. Don't know about that.
No, I just gave it away.
Donnelly's kind of a mysterious character. He was a private detective Tesla may have hired not long before he died. There's a mention of it in one of Tesla's letters. Both aliens and ghosts can communicate through their dreams. It's a proven fact. I've been checking my sources, but no one's heard a thing about her in years. He died like 40 years ago and either left the Tesla cash with Margaret Leonard or somebody else. Or he took it to the grave. The Tesla cash is right up there for me. Oh, and the death ray? Well, the name says it all, doesn't it?
All right.
As I leave, Archie hands me an old photograph of Margaret Leonard. Maybe someone else on Chandler will recognize her from the picture.
Let's start with Louis. We'll make the rounds.
I think everybody's pretty happy that you're back to your old self. Except Rook. That ornery old cuss. No pleasing him, I guess. How are things going for you? We don't get too much of that stuff around here anymore. Cops have been good about cleaning things up. I got no idea who would have been doing the shooting or getting taken. Clint's done a real nice job, don't you think? Good to see the neighborhood getting fixed up. I like that Archie fella. Real friendly. Don't always understand what he's talking about, but hey, different strokes for different folks, right? You know, I love Chelsea like she was my own daughter. I still miss her, even after all this time. I know you was having bad dreams way back when, but I didn't hear nothing else about him after, you know, the thing with Chelsea happened. Oh, I know this little lady. Haven't seen her around in quite a while, but she used to come in pretty regular. I think she lived at the Ritz, at least for a time. She and Chelsea were real friendly. Pretty sure her name wasn't Margaret Leonard, though. At least that ain't the name she told me.
All right.
Not again. You're gonna get me fired.
I'm going.
Or worse. I remember her. Sweet little old lady. Used to see her around the neighborhood years ago. Don't remember the last time I saw her.
Still can't believe I'm working with the one and only Tex Murphy. What can I do for you, sir?
Look at that.
That's the witch. At least that's what I call her. A couple times I've seen this old lady sneaking around the neighborhood.
Creepy. Looks apparently out. Let's go check Holly.
Hey, Tex. How's your case progressing? Not a clue.
No, it doesn't help.
Sorry, I don't know a lot of people, except the ones that come in here.
So I think she was at the Ritz. Well, come here, Clint.
If you were looking for me earlier, I wasn't here.
No shit.
Well, it's not like you're gonna just sit around here waiting for me to ask questions, right?
Yeah, that wouldn't be very realistic, would it? So what can I do for you?
You recognize the woman in this photo?
Oh, nice. I think I saw her in a playbook from 1996. Is this your girlfriend?
Not yet, but I'd like to take her out for dinner and drinks, and then we'd go from there.
I'm just kidding about this woman being your girlfriend. She's actually mine. No, I'm kidding again. This is Margaret Leonard. She's had a room here at the Ritz forever. She used to live here, but I haven't seen her in years. So, she may not be here anymore, but she auto-pays her rent. So it's all good.
Any chance you can get me into her apartment?
Not a chance in hell. I let her install her own security system, just like you, except hers is a real one. I can't tell you which apartment it is, but You won't get in without a passcode or a personal invitation. Maybe I can try to help you with something else.
All right.
I'll bet she was something back in the day. Way back in the day. All I know about her is she's got a room here. I hardly ever see her, so I don't know when she's here and when she isn't. Can't help you with that.
Needs a key. Uh-oh. That doesn't look good.
Oh, Brooks open again.
Well, I had this door permanently sealed as it opened directly into my bedroom. People thought that was awfully presumptuous of me.
I've been thinking, Murphy, perhaps I should confide something to you.
Oh, this should be good.
You believe Maldonado is spying on you, but it could have been someone else.
Not Margaret Leonard by any chance.
How did you know?
Do the words P.I. mean anything to you?
Margaret may be in grave danger. I've tried to contact her, but to no avail.
Gosh, if only we knew someone with some detective skills. You know how to get into her apartment?
No, but she may have left a clue. Some time ago, she left this in my care. It's for you.
For me?
She wanted you to have it in case anything happened. I met Margaret years ago. She was a woman of secrets. I have an interest in Tesla collectibles, so yes, I've heard of it. And no, I don't know where you could find it. I met Margaret years ago. She was a woman of secrets.
All right. We got a book.
I wonder if anyone else on Chandler Avenue has seen Margaret Leonard.
Yeah. Okay, some numbers. 7, 10, 15. Okay. 6, 9, 10. So that'd be a 5. 5, 7. That need to be an 8. 0. I know a 0. 0. 7, 8, 9. Oh wait, something. That'd be a 1. 6. Yep.
Why would Margaret Leonard leave me a key?
Well, let's go find out. Oh, couldn't find damn X.
Sapphire, eh? That sounds like a fun new neighbor. Well, this is a flashy new neighbor. Yeah, needs a key. People who stay here at the Ritz don't want to be found. Yeah, needs a key.
Yes, yes.
Why would Margaret Leonard leave me a key? Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. Oh, there's a flower for each month of the year. It's a business card for someone named Count Saint Germain. Looks like Margaret Leonard had a video journal. I'll need to find a memory stick to use on the vid player to watch them.
Let's see. So, just barely see. Rose. Marital. Something blue, something white. Yeah. That's scientific. Alright. Rose is June, so 6. 1. Is it clock hours? No, I'll try. 6, 1. 4. 9. 6, 1, 4. I actually got it.
It's a picture of someone named Mantis. It's a picture of someone named... It's a business card. As I walk in the bathroom, I realize there's something wrong here. Something terribly wrong.
That's no way to get ahead in life. Day 4. To get to a point I can save, I guess, and then stop.
Well, I think I found Margaret Leonard. Well, most of her.
Alright. And I think that's the other clue concerning cats scratching at the door when out. Save. Back. Quit. And maybe more tomorrow.